Hi, welcome. My name is Keith and I'll be your guide to business English writing. Thank you so much for taking part of this course. I hope that you'll learn a lot, and I hope that we'll cover a lot of things that are common problems, a lot, especially for Koreans and just in writing in general. Basically, it's going to be business writing English, but we're going to add some business tips in there as well. We got a good one for you. The first lesson that we're going to go over today is the tone of writing. Now, this tone is actually applicable to all types of writing, not just business writing. But tone, it actually affects the way you write. So, this is a basic lesson, a very, very basic lesson that we're going to use right now to apply to all the lessons in the future. So the first one is one of the most important. Tone. Do you know what that is? What is tone? Well, tone is a specific emotion you write with. There's two basic general types of tone in business situations, formal and informal. But that's way too broad. What we're going to focus on are the specific tones, the specific emotions to write with. First off, professional. Most of the time you want to be professional. Sometimes you want to be personal. You don't want to be too distant. You want to be an actual person. Remember, even though this is business, we are people at the end of the day. Friendly, a lot of times you want to just be friendly. Sometimes apologetic, be so sorry, right? Authoritative. Sometimes you want to act like the boss and be like you know something. Confident. Most of the time in business, you want to be confident. Grateful and appreciative. That applies to all types of writing. Always be thankful. And a lot of times you want to be just neutral. Just kind of feel like you don't have you don't have a dog in the fight. You're not taking sides, and you're just neutral. There's more tones than this, but we're going to get into them as we go into other lessons that have more specific tones. All right, let's take a look at a couple of different examples of different tones, but saying the same exact thing. You're saying the same exact thing, but the tones are completely different. If you're talking to some friends, if you're maybe emailing a couple of friends, you could say, hey, are you free on 10/23, October 23rd? Super casual. There's no politeness because you don't need it. You're close with them. Casual. Maybe you're emailing employees or coworkers. You could say, let's reconvene on October 23rd for a meeting. Again, this is casual, direct, and concise. It's also a little professional too. Let's reconvene. It's not super casual, but it's still casual. Maybe if you're talking to an employer though, your tone is going to change a little bit. I would like to schedule a meeting for October 23rd if availability allows. You're professional, you're respectful, and you're saying if it allows. And you didn't even say 10/23. Now you're saying October 23rd. It's a little more formal that way. Customers and clients is a little different too. I'm available for a meeting at your earliest convenience. Again, here it's different than employers. You don't want to ask a specific date, but at your earliest convenience. This one, you're trying to be helpful. You're trying to be accommodating. I'm here to help you. Now, let's take a look at this next one. It's for example, if you're talking to a head of state or a head of an organization, the message is going to be super different. It's going to be very, very respectful. You're going to say, this is the type of language that I would come across while I was working at UNESCO all the time. It would say, the Secretariat would like to request a meeting with Madam Secretary General on October 23rd, 2019 at 2 p.m. It's using a lot of details, respectful language, request a meeting with on Madam Secretary General, October 23rd. It depends on the type of email or person that you're writing to. So how do you decide what kind of tone to write? Well, there's two things that you got to consider. First one, is the audience, and second one is the purpose. Once you have these two things, once you understand audience and purpose, that will find your tone for you. That'll help you make a better tone. Audience is pretty straightforward, pretty easy. It's basically who you're writing to. Friends, employers, employees, customers, clients, heads of states, these are all going to be different. These different tones can also be for the same audience too. Even if you're talking to the same person at different times, you're going to have different emotions or different tones involved. For example, if you're talking to an employer or a boss, here's the example. During the 2009 recession, my automatic drip email campaign solution increased sales by 10%, while the rest of the market experienced a drop in sales by 40% overall. Here, it's pretty confident and professional. It's giving facts, pretty neutral too. But if you're doing another example here, bagel shops have oversaturated Raven Park, making for decreased sales for all shops in the area. Again, this one's neutral, professional, and now this time it's a little authoritative. Now you're acting like an authority. Bagel shops have oversaturated, making for, you sound like you're talking, you know what you're talking about. Another one, I regret to inform you that April 13th will be my last day at Innova. Here, you're apologetic, and at the same time, you're respectful. So even if you're talking to the same person, you can have different emotions or different tones, rather. Most of the time for a boss, I don't know if you'll be casual. Depends on your boss, right? Be careful with casual, though. It could get you in trouble. It's got me in trouble before. Sometimes I was a little too casual with someone I shouldn't have been too casual with. And that kind of changed the office dynamics, let's say. Moving on. So after you know the audience, you want to know the purpose, the reason that you're writing to someone. In not just business writing, but in all forms of writing, there's three main purposes. First one is to inform, another one is to persuade, and another one is to communicate. You're gonna change your tone according to these different purposes. Again, we're gonna have more specific lessons on these in other lessons, but this lesson is just a general overview so that you can understand tone, purpose, and the audience. Take a look at this. First, we have informing, and this is the first purpose, to just give information. Easy. Usually these are documents like user manuals, training documents, and analyses and reports. Most of the time, you're just giving information, so you're not being personal with it. You want to stay impersonal, professional, and just be a matter of fact. These are the facts, and it's not coming from me. It's just the fact, professional. Take a look at this example here. This is a market analysis, and you're informing. The Indian market has not yet reached full maturity as its infrastructure is still under development. Here, the same thing, you're being impersonal, you're being professional, and you're using complex words, a little more difficult words, and you're also using the third person. You're taking I believe, or my research has shown. Take that out, just say the Indian market has not yet reached full maturity. Again, you're using more difficult words, and that makes it feel more professional for that specific purpose, to inform. The next purpose is to persuade. Of course, when you're persuading someone, you're trying to make someone do something or make someone believe something. Most of the time in business English, you're using this for advertising or sales, trying to get someone to buy that, right? Another one, resumes and cover letters. This is trying to persuade the person to believe that you're a capable worker. Most of the time, the tone here is confident, understanding, personable. You're trying to relate as a person, and sincere. Let's take a look at this example of a persuasion in the cover letter. As an engineer with 12 years of experience of developing CRM systems from conception to delivery, I believe I could be an asset for the new CRM initiative at Ocean Inc. Here, you're very, very confident. Engineer with 12 years of experience. Knowledgeable. I believe I can be an asset for the new CRM initiative at Ocean Inc. You're displaying your knowledge in a very confident manner, and you're also trying to persuade them by being confident and knowledgeable. Another example is to persuade in a marketing message. Your knees will feel 10 years younger with Panda Wraps. Whatever Panda Wraps is, I want it. My knees hurt. Your knees will feel 10 years younger. It feels completely different because this is personal, this is casual, this is excited. And in this kind of persuasion, you want them to buy it. It's like, your knees will feel 10 years younger. Yes! Usually for marketing messages, you want to be personal. But again, we're going to have a more detailed lesson on that afterwards. Next one, we also have to communicate. Communicate is what it is, just exchange information. Most of the time, this is going to be in daily emails. In the modern age, it can also be text messages too. A lot of people work through text messages. But when you're communicating, the most important thing is to be concise and direct. Very quick. You don't want to be too wordy, too direct, and of course stay professional and courteous. Be polite. Take a look at this example. Hey Joanne, FYI, the meeting room changed to conference room B. See you at 3. Again, personal and casual. You don't need too much information here. Another one, I'll be out of the office Monday, so please send the ROI analysis to Ron. Neutral, direct, quick. Just give the information as fast as possible. Be polite, be professional, be courteous. Again, this was just a general overview for tone, audience, and purpose because in future lessons, this is going to be our base. And then in the other lessons, we're going to discuss tone, audience, and purpose in more detail for their specific purposes. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this. What's my tone right now? Excited? I'm casual, right? I guess I'm a little excited. Hopefully, I'm also a little professional too. I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye-bye.